doing a small introduction. Michael told me about it.
Okay.
Hi guys, so we can just ask you to come forward. We're very blessed today to have with us Ehab Wahib, who came all the way from St. George Church in Kensington. Ehab is known, he's got a Bachelor of Theological Science from the Theological College in Egypt, and he was taught by Bob Shenouda, he was taught by the late Cantor Ma'allim Farag Abdul Masih, and he was also taught by Ma'allim Ibrahim Ayad, is that right? And as well, he's an author of numerous books, and he's brought us some of his books at the back, and he also has a nice program on the TV. He talks about a lot of servants that we've seen in a program called Qanat al-Hurriya. So I don't want to spend a lot of time, and at the end you can ask questions. This talk will be recorded, so now welcome Ammu Ehab forward to us. Thank you so much, Ammu, for coming.
Okay, very important if you can put your phone in vibrate, please.
Silent.
Yeah, silent or vibrate, because we need to concentrate. That's all the servant we have in Malak هنا ولا? They coming? Okay. We just say some introduction until they come. I used to come here maybe 25 years ago during Ammo Ibrahim or Tante Eva, Allah yarhamu, Makram. I used to give brief servant here long time ago until we get very busy. It's beautiful to be here, and this church I didn't come long time. Beautiful church, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Today we talk about very important topic. Okay, I was hearing Abuna Dawood Lamay. English okay with everyone?
Yeah.
English okay? I was hearing Abuna Dawood Lamay. He done some nice video. Please someone close the door. He was done some beautiful video interviewing some of the important people in the church. Like Abuna Tadrus Ya'ub Malati is a star in our church, or one of the biggest servants we know. During his interview, something I heard click with me. Abuna Tadrus said, one day I went to America for visit, and the servant picked him up from the airport. Abuna asked him, how is your service? He said, very good, thank God. And Abuna Tadrus asked him, how is your visitation? He said, no one tell me to visit people. So Abuna Tadrus, he said in the video, when we go home, have a look. Visitation important, and what's clicked to me, if we are actually a servant, part of our service to visit our kids or not. I never see a servant only coming to give a lesson and go home. You know, we started the new year. When did you start your new calendar year for Sunday school? You start in January or you go back? January. End of January, and very soon. Okay. I tell you what, God, He will ask you end of the year. He will ask you very clear question by end of the year. Depend how many kids you have in the class. He will tell you, I give you this number of kids. If I give you 10 or 20 or 30, whatever, and depend how many servants in the class. He will tell you, I give you this number all these years. You know, when we are working in big company, they do review and they do interview with you every 3 months or 6 months. God is very merciful, He do it end of the year. He will tell you, I give you these 10 kids. What did you do with them? How many times did you visit them? How many times did you pray for them? How many times you go to their name and put in the altar here for God to remember them? How many times during their exam did you call them and they see how they're going or not? All this question God will ask you. God give all of us as a talent to be a servant. But you have to know, some of the servants, they use their talent and they grow with these kids. And some servants, they have the kids for 1 year, and unfortunately, as they take it, they give it back to another servant. I don't know what's your system here in the church. I used to, in one of the church, always, every second year, the servant will change. Some school, different ones, they said, take the kids from primary until high school. I don't agree with this. Because if the servant very good with these kids, His class can be very lucky. What about if you put the kids with someone not active? You feel sorry for the kids. So it's a very important part of your service to visit the kids. That's what we talk about today. St. Paul in his writing, he said, then after some days, St. Paul said to Barnabas, let us go and visit our brethren to see how the service go. He established the service and he want to go to see what's happening. And every year I used to tell my servant, you have 2 exercises to do. Exercise number 1, remember happened at that night, Bab Shinoda, these books, now it's in English, or now it's a video, you need to watch it. Number 2, there is a beautiful story about Habib Gerges, you need to watch. And compare yourself as a servant, where I am from this one. Happened at that night, one servant who was very active, very good. God gave him a vision, was Bab Shinoda himself, he gave him a vision. The vision, he was passed away and they found himself in paradise. And they tried to go in. What happened? The angel of the Lord, they said, where are you coming? He said, all my friends, the servants, they was with me in the meeting, they inside already. He said, but stop here. This servant all week, they was pray for their kids. This servant all week was very important for them, the lesson. And they thinking about how we make it interesting. This servant was visiting their kids and they look after them. You want to tell me you're coming to the church for 1 hour to give a lesson and go? I can get you a people speak in CD, do better job than all of us. But our kids, they learn from you as a person. That's why God, when he wants people to serve with him, we call him disciple. Disciple, that means he see how you talk, how you pray, what you do when you're angry, what you do for your wearing your clothes. The kids are very smart. They pick up everything you do in Sunday school. And he tell you, I do like uncle this, or uncle this, or uncle this. Exactly. It's very important. We have a big responsibility as a servant. So in end of the story, God, he gave him another chance, and this person, he come back and start to change his attitude as a servant. Happened at the night. Please, especially with New Year, special at the New Year, get this book, read it or watch it as a video done by his Holiness Bab Shinoda. They call Happen at that night. Next one you want to watch Habib Gerges. He was only one person, but he didn't see himself as a weak. He was very strong with Christ. No Sunday school he established. He used to go to the public school to give a lesson. Here we get you the kids to the class. Here, thank God you are sitting here, have air condition. Thank God you have mobile phone. Please, if we have a phone, we put in vibrate and put in your pocket. Here you go visit the kids with car. I used to, in my time, we have to walk to visit the kids. Look how we lucky now. And how many one of us, he decide to visit his kids this year. And how many one of us have a timetable every week for a couple of hours I go visit someone. Because the visitation, it's very important. Number one, you be close to the person you understand it. Who doesn't want someone to give a lecture. We need someone to show the kids, I love you. I am here to help you. And when you visit them, you'll see how these talent, their kids, you can find a lot of talent with them. You can grow this talent. When you have these kids, you will see the family. Maybe they have a problem. I was teaching one day. I was teaching one day in one of the church. I was coordinator. I found one of the kids running out of the class and cry. I got the servant. What's happened with this kid? He said he got family problem. I told him, did you visit him? He said, this family problem, not my work. My work to give the lesson. I said, how long you been in the class? He said, 2 years. I said, this last week for you, I move him. If you're serving a kid for 2 years, you didn't visit him. If you know he got a family problem and you didn't tell the priest or coordinator, what you doing in Sunday school? You're wasting your time, you're wasting people's time, and maybe someone better than you can take over the class. I'm sorry. You will stand in front of God to ask you for everyone's soul. If you don't know how to serve, get someone back to Sunday school, priest servant. Ask the priest, but don't waste these people. Some people, maybe they meet you once in life. I remember Amba Beeman. You know Amba Beeman, the late one from Malawi, not the one recent now. I was done his story before. He said, one day I was giving visitation service, coming back 11 o'clock at night next to the pub in Cairo, and someone, he called my name, Mr. Filan. He said, yes. He said, you remember me? He remember me? He said, no, I can't. So tell me, I was with you in HC, in the same desk. He said his face changed. He's very skinny. He coming out of the pub. He said, I failed in HC, my parents kicked me out. I am 9 years now in the street, I did all the sin. But just 15 minutes ago, something inside me, God, he tell me, I'm still loving you. And I come out, I saw you. Can you come with me to talk to me about God like you used to do? He said, I talk to you inside here. If someone saw me, big problem. He said, no, we go in the quiet area in the club. He sit with him, and he started to talk to me, and he said, there is any hope for me? He said, I was talking to him like exactly God when he talked to prodigal son or the right thief or some Moses the black. I told him, you never lose your hope. God loves everyone. I talked to him until 5 o'clock in the morning, and this person with tears, he told me, there is any hope I can have Holy Communion? He said, send me in a church in Shopra. They have early mass, 6 o'clock. He said, can I sit with the priest? He said, I talked to him. He said, I went to talk to the priest, and he was walking with me with tears. I told Abuna the story. Abuna, he said, bring him. He started to have confession. He started to have confession. He finished his confession. He went to the mass with him. He has Holy Communion. I told them, listen, this is my name and my address and phone number. If you want anything, come and I will help you. He said, thank you very much. He said, all night I didn't sleep. I was with him. I went to the mass. I went back home. 12 o'clock, someone knocking the door very loud. I opened the door. I found 2 police officers. You are Mr. Filan? Yes. Do you know this paper? He said, that's my paper. He said, did you give it to anyone? He said, one person yesterday, I was with him until today morning. He said, do you know him? He said, yes. They said the car hit him. He passed away, and the only thing we found in his pocket is paper. And they started saying one of his CD, imagine if this person need help, and I told him, I'm tired, can you see me tomorrow? Imagine if I didn't take him to the church. Or imagine, who can I ask for his blood? And from who? Did you see how important our service? If you're coming to the church and the Abuna put you in Sunday school and you push yourself to come to Sunday school, instead of you take blessing, ask yourself, I am really helping these kids or not? By the way, every kid, you help him now. If you are a young person, these are the kids, they can look after your kids later on. So when I started teaching in Sunday school, all my kids, when I have a kid, they servant and they used to look after my kids. Depend what you teach them, they will give to your kids, and that's why the circle go. So it's very important. Our responsibility as a servant, it's very serious. We're not coming to have fun here. God will ask the kids' blood from everyone's hand. Abuna, he cannot do everything. That's why Abuna put servant. That's why the servant assists him. If they see anyone need help, they will go to him and he do his job. I used to, when I was coordinator, I get worried. Did really my servant visit the kids or not? I used to have 2 days a week. Every week, I go 2 hours, I take one of the servants from one class and I go with him to make sure he know when he visit what he doing. Number 2, to make sure he visit his kids. And please do not tell me you have no time. I tell you, small survey happened during the corona. They said everyone before corona, he wasted 2.5 hours in the social media, whatever social media. During the corona, 7.5 hours, everyone wasting in social media. And you not have 5 minutes to call your kids if he didn't come today. You not have couple of hours a week. We have some people spending 3-4 hours to watch a game, like Barcelona or Liverpool or whatever, and they wake up very early in the morning to see the game. And what about these kids? Who can ask us about their blood? Number 2, God وفي ايه؟ في حاجة هنا؟ نصلي نطير God himself, he come and visit us in the earth, and very clear in book of Luke chapter 15. Number 1, he said, if 1% lost of my flock, I after him. Number 2, if 10%, number 3, 50%. So any one of your class, it's a very important with God. And if someone went to another church, make sure he go. Not he tell you, uncle, this week I want Santa Marina, all right, very good. Go ask his servant, did he actually attend or not? But maybe he doesn't want to come. Very easy, we can know anything there. When you go visit someone, there is very important stuff you need to understand. Number 1, if very important, if you go to, why we go to? Because Jesus sends them to. One person he talk, second one he pray. So God, he can open your mouth to talk. Don't involve in any politics for the church. You waste your time. Number 2, you need to go to see he got confession father or not. Last time did he confess? Last time he has Holy Communion. What he's reading in the Bible? What time he comes a mass? And the disaster now, the kids sometimes I see coming before the Sunday school servant. If you didn't attend the mass and you didn't have a Holy Communion, what you teaching? You teach what you have, they're not gonna go up to the ceiling. But when you attend the mass, you take the blessing, when you have a Holy Communion and you talk, you found it's the word of God. You found God will bless everyone and bless you. We see sometime a servant coming running from the car, park the car, run to the class. What you gonna give him? Or maybe the servant, fellow servant with you, call you one night before, Uncle Ehab, I got some, can you cover my lesson next week? Or he coming, he independent, you do the lesson and another one do the lesson. We used to tell our servant, if we have a lesson, all of you prepare. Why? Because when you sit, at least you know what's happening. If the servant emergency come to him, at least you know. But you come in the morning, we see everything. Don't worry, I'm in the Sunday school for over 30, 40 years. In the morning, one of the servants come, Uncle, can you cover me? What happened? Mr. Fulan, or Uncle Fulan, he called me in the morning, he can't come. And I didn't prepare. And when you go to class, what you can do? What you can do? The kids are very smart. They can see, did you prepare or he's prepare or is not? Okay, because they will ask you a question. Now everything, technology, they can get any question, anything they ask. Number 4, very important, every minute you spend for the kids, the visitation and the time, God will reward you. We're not wasting time, we take a blessing. If you think when I come to the church, I'm wasting 3-4 hours for the mass, for the lesson, for here and there, you need to understand what the service. God will bless you. Not have to be financial. When I say I'm not coming Sunday, I take double money. No. If He bless your life and the health, it's more important than money. If He bless your family, more important than money. If He grow your church kids in the church, it's more blessing than money. You don't have to see everything materialistic. There is some blessing you don't have to see. Being 2-3 months you didn't go to a doctor, it's a blessing. You see you have a good job, it's a blessing. And all this one, for the time we spend in the church, God reward you. God will protect you. One of my friends, who was a little bit older than me in the theological college, Abuna Yohannes Kamal, maybe some of you, they know some of his teaching. He said, during the theological college, we have to visit some village to preach. He went to حتة كده ورا الشمس اسمها مدينة التحرير. He said one of his friend, the engineer, gave him a lift to go to give the sermon, and he told him, I will pick you up after you finish. He forgot him. He said, I wait for him to come. He didn't come. So I walk until the freeway. It's empty like desert. Where is the station? They told him this is a station. They took to the man. He got, like mini bus. Where you go? Can you give me lift to this area? Or you? He said, listen, I have no one. Sit with me. If we have the enough number, we take you with us. So I sit with him until very dark. He fill up the bus, mini bus, and after he drive for 2-3 kilos, the bus, he said, I'm sorry, sir. One of you guys, the driver, he said, one of you guys, you have to get out. He's the only one wearing theological deacon like priest, and all of them Muslim. So they told him, get out. He said, if I get out in the middle of the desert, what's going to happen to me? One of them, he said, God look after you. He said, I went out of the minibus, I was crying. I said, God, after I go all this way to serve your people, and after you told us you will take a blessing, you do this to me, and he was crying and walking. Desert. He found a car behind him, and this car gave him horns, he stopped. He told him, I am the high police officer in the area. What's happening? He said, exactly what happened. He said, come to my office tomorrow and show me which driver done this to you, and I punish him. Come with me, I give you lift. You are crazy to walk in this desert. We have a lot of snake, we have a lot of evil beast or whatever beast can kill you. Come with me. He took him. Big corner, they turn a corner. They found the minibus already upside down. He said, come, we have to look. That's my job, big officer. He told him, where is your place in this bus? He said, next to the seat here. I supposed to be next to him. He coming outside the car. He said, God, please forgive me. I was talking to you. I was a joke. Who I can talk to? And God saved his life. Don't you think you wasted time in Sunday school? Don't you think when you spend a lot of time to read or search to do a good, interesting lesson, that's a waste of time? You will take the blessing more than the people. And don't you think when I leave Sunday school, I will have a spare time and my spiritual level go up? No, you will go down, because Sunday school encourage you to read, to search, to fill up your paper, to attend the mass, to take the kids in the mass, and to have Holy Communion with the kids. We used to have every class. We have a timetable with Abuna, whatever Abuna free, have more time. And we have timetable to take the kids. On that week, Abuna take all the confession. So at least we make sure. We used to go to people and tell him, show me your agbaya. That you are in this age, you need to do 1, 2, 3. You follow up with him. We need to read the Bible and they teach the kids. I know the technology of this one is still you have the paper Bible mark what you learn from here. What's nice for you here. When they get older and they go through this Bible, all this one be remember. very important. Another one very important too. When you visit the kids, sometimes you save them. You save them. I remember we used to in Cairo. Every week we collecting our kids with minibus. We used to look after, primary, year 1 and kindy was different Sunday school. We have big population. We have about 100 kids. So we used to have every servant go with one bus driver. We hire all this bus who go get them from home. We used to do one mass a month, do sandwich for them, special mass for kids, quick one, 4 or 5 priests, give Holy Communion, and very good. Every week we do collecting the kids. I still remember this story. One week I knocked the door to get one of the kids. His dad come out to me. I tell him, where this person? Guess what he said? He said he passed away last week. Straight away I went to the priest. We don't know he passed away. His family not very good with the church. So straight away I went to the priest, and I went to my coordinator, and they visit the man and they done everything for the man. 1 week. And you remember, if the kids, I don't know, youth or kids, whatever, if he started 2-3 weeks, he didn't come, can it be very hard for him to come back. Sometimes he feel behind. That's why every week someone didn't come, send him the lesson, even photo of the lesson. So he feel, I am here. Didn't come, go visit him. During the exam, put their name in the altar. Imagine these kids got kids. Imagine they got kids. Every time you work hard for them, God reward you. God reward you. وقتكم بيخلص امتى انا مش عارف. شو؟ طب الحمد لله. Not gonna keep longer. Very important too. I don't know how big the age everyone serve. Take the kids one day out. Sit with them. Take them coffee shop. Talk. The more closer with the kids, the more they open their heart. If they have any problem and they want to talk to someone, if they not feel you are too close to them, they will go someone from outside and they will give them the wrong information. Very important. Try to come to their stage. Amba Bimin during World Cup soccer, he told the priest, we need all our youth to come to watch the World Cup في المطرانية. One of the priests, Sayyidina, what you talking about? You want them to come and put TV with Hayaso? He said, listen, the World Cup, it's 1 month. Where the kids can watch? They can go to the coffee shop. The time the month finish, all these kids can stay in the coffee shop. But when the kids here for 1 month, they used to come every day to Motranei. How they hook the people? These the people very smart. If you left your kids 1 month ago to the coffee shop, come tell me, can you bring him? No, he has a new group, new friend. They make him big, whatever, and you're not gonna come again. This is the people they was thinking about everyone. Last one, you never lose hope for anyone. Whatever he is, if he's in drugs, alcohol, fashion, everything, you never lose hope. God able to bring him back to the church. One of the story, أبونا بولس جورج قايلها في الCD بتاعه، بيقول when I ordained new as a priest. After I ordained the priest, they said one person had problem with his family goal. This person who was in heroin, he used to hit his mom to take money from her. He said, every time I go visit them, some part of furniture disappear. He steals them and sells them to get the heroin. Until one day his mom left him on the flat and she went back to her family. He said, when I visit him was only one chair left on the flat. And what he done, he sold the flat and he took the money and all for heroin. And after this, we never know anything about him. He said, the time go, and I went to one of the monastery, was my church. And you know, the people in here, when you found very skinny, angry, all this one, aggressive. He said, I found someone chubby and they touched my shoulder. He said, Abuna, you remember me? He said, no. He said, remember this house number and one person can this and this? He said, yes. He said, it's me. They went to him, they took him, he went, he recovered, and his service to bringing people under heroin to back to the church. He said, I dedicate my life in one of the service like this because no one understands these people unless someone went to through like this one. Do not lose hope for anyone. I doesn't want to keep going. It's more 5 minutes. So if you have any question, God bless you and bless your service and always pray for me. Glory be to God forever and ever. Any question? Good. I think very clear. All right. Nice to have me here today. And this one I will put in my channel if you want access, and I will send it to Mina. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys. So we thank Amr and